that there. So, hello everybody. Can you hear me okay? I'd like to say, first of all, congratulations to everyone who's graduated from St Mary's University today. As he said, I graduated in 2008 with a degree in sports science, and when I got the letter through the post, it arrived at my office with the letter, you know, St Mary's University. I thought, oh no, I owe more money, they're coming after me, but I did pay off my student loan. It took me 8 years, but I got there. And I'm really nervous public speaking, so this is like a really scary thing for me to do, but I thought, there's so many of you out there in the audience that will know exactly what you're doing. You would have smashed your degree, you've got your sat-nav on, you know where you're going, you know how to get there. But there'll also be a lot of you in the audience that are feeling confused and a bit worried and sort of unsure about what you're going to do, where you're going to go. And the question that Francis was asking everyone was, what are you going to do next year? What are you going to do now you've graduated? And a lot of people nodding their head going, I don't know, I haven't got a clue, I don't know what I'm going to do. And that was how I felt for so many years. I called it the quarter-life crisis. Between the ages of like 22 and 25, I didn't know what I was doing, didn't know where I was going, and I went travelling and kept running away and kind of earning a bit of money. I was labouring, worked in a bar, but ultimately, I know it's a cliche, but when you find out what you love to do and you're passionate about something, then success can come really quick, because my career is actually only 3 years, but it's been a lot of work behind the scenes. So I wanted to go back to the beginning and explain what my ambition was in the early days, because I come from a working class family. My mum's a social worker, my dad's a roofer, and me and my brother Nicky were the first 2 people to go to university. And I always thought I was going to be a PE teacher. That was why I did the degree in sports science. I came out of university with the degree, and I was like, well, I've got a degree in sports science, but I don't want to be a sports scientist. I can't teach because I didn't have a the 1 year PGCE. I couldn't get on the GTP, because every time I went for the interview, they could tell that I didn't want to do it. They could see through that I wasn't ready for it. It wasn't really what I wanted to do. So I bummed around a little bit again, went travelling, grew my hair, I haven't cut it since. And I thought I'll work as a teaching assistant. I'll go into a school, I signed up with a teaching agency, and I remember just not being very happy, and I thought, I've got to do something, I've got to have a crack at something. So I worked as a teaching assistant, but I realised after about 9 months of that, I thought, I'm not quite cut out to be a school teacher. And I think many of you might have done a degree, and you might have signed up to that when you're 18 thinking, this is what I want to do, and maybe like a year into it you're like, this sucks, I don't enjoy this, but you've persevered, you've got it done, so don't feel like it's a waste of time, because it's really not. And I think you should be excited by the change of direction. You might, my brother did law, he never became a lawyer, he works with me and helps me at the body coach, and I think you should be excited. There's so many opportunities out there, so don't feel like you've done a degree and you might feel pressure to kind of go into that career in that job and with that degree, but really the world's so different now, there's so many opportunities, so don't feel like you've got to necessarily do that. And so when I had done my after I'd become a teaching assistant, I was doing that for about 9 months, and I thought, this ain't right for me. So I borrowed £2,000 off my dad, and I went and did a personal training qualification, a 6-week course called Premier Training, where I learned to become a personal trainer. Came out of there really ambitious, because I remember thinking, this is what I want to do. I love exercise, and I really love taking somebody who hates exercise on a journey to really enjoying it and getting fitter, and I get a massive sense of achievement from doing that, and that's what I do every day on social media. So did my personal training course, and I sat down. I thought, I don't want to work for Fitness First or David Lloyd. I don't want to work for someone else and get paid £5 an hour and work really hard and that'll be my job. I want to work for myself. And so I sat down with a piece of paper and I wrote down all these words that meant fitness and health and motivation, and I come up with this word, the body coach, and I was like, yes, that's it, the body coach. So I set up a website, I set up a Twitter account, and started a boot camp in Richmond called Rumble in the Park. And at the time I didn't have a single penny. I literally borrowed a bit of money off my mum, went and got some kettlebells, got a few boxing pads, a few flyers and whatnot, and started sort of marketing as best I could. And I couldn't afford a van, so I had a little trailer, this little trailer that clipped onto the back of my bike. And I used to get up every morning at 5:30 and cycle from Surbiton all the way through Kingston. It was nice and flat all the way through Kingston. You get to Petersham Nurseries and you got that nasty hill. And I remember it must have been about 70 kilograms just pulling this really heavy trailer. But I remember it was a really warm morning, and I just said to myself, this is what I want to do, this is what I love doing. I felt like I'd finally found out what I was going to do, and it was amazing, because as soon as I got that dedication and that focus, my career just accelerated, and I've just done so much in such a short time. So don't be concerned if you haven't found out what you want to do yet, because you will get there. It took me a long time. Like I said, I was 26 before I even had a single clue about doing that, and I'm now 31, so I've done a lot in such a short time. So be patient and explore, travel the world. Don't panic about knowing exactly what it is you want to do right now today, because it's fine. You're going to get there, right? So I'd get to Richmond, 6 a.m, start my boot camp. I'd set all the stuff up. I'd have a TRX hanging on the tree. I'd run down there and put the battle rope around the other tree. I'd have kettlebells and 15 stations. I'd be like, because in my head, 15 people were going to turn up, every time. And sometimes, nobody would turn up. Sorry. I always get really emotional when I tell this story, no matter how many times. So I'd get there and nobody would turn up, right? And I used to think, I'd just be like, right, this ain't happening. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep going. And I would I'd pack up all the stuff in the trailer, and rain or shine, I'd go to Richmond Station. I had a little flyer that I handed out, and I used to get on people's nerves every day. They'd hate me, and they'd just be in such a rush, didn't want to see my face. And I'd be like, come to my boot camp, Rumble in the Park, check it out. And maybe only 10 people would take a flyer. And I'd stand there for 2 hours, but if one of them came, it was like another client, it was another chance to grow the business. And I kept doing that. I just kept going back, and you wouldn't believe how many times I'd get there and there'd be nobody there. Like in the night, because I did it twice a day, so I'd cycle home, and then I'd be knackered, then I'd cycle back to Richmond in the evening and do it twice. Anyway, I kept going, and I built it up, and eventually it became a little business. And then I set one up in Surbiton, and I was sort of, doing all right, and I thought, right, I've got my boot camp, and then I started doing some personal training, and I kind of got really busy, and I was having a great time, and I was loving it. I really was loving it. But you do sacrifice a lot of time. Being a personal trainer, it's like you're up early, you don't get much time at the weekend because all your clients want to train at the weekend. So anyway, I really cracked on for a couple of years, and then I started to share some stuff on social media. I started posting recipes and stuff on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. And then I had this idea one day, right, in 2014, it was December, I was in my flat in Surbiton, and I wrote, I'll share a recipe, and I'm going to do it in 15 minutes, and I'm going to call it Lean in 15, right? So that was just an idea, hashtag Lean in 15, showing a 15-second video. And, I had so many people, like, friends of mine, really close friends, were like, what are you doing? Why are you wasting your time? Get back to the boot camp. You're doing my nutting every night on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. Like, chill out, it's boring, right? And so I didn't listen to them because I just was having fun, and I just carried on, kept doing what I was doing, like with the boot camps. Every day, breakfast, lunch and dinner, I'd record it and share it on Instagram. I had no idea I was ever going to have a book deal or monetize my social media or create an online business. I really didn't, and that's one thing I think everyone should learn, that lesson, that it's not about making money. You shouldn't try and always think, I've got to make money, it's all about the salary. If you make a difference to someone and you make a change in someone's life and make them feel good about themselves, you can do amazing things, and it will eventually come back, obviously, in success in certain different areas when I got the books and stuff. But so I'm tweeting away, doing my Instagram, building that community. Suddenly I get an email from HarperCollins about wanting to write a book with me. So I said, I'm not really an author, I've never written a book, and I don't think, to be honest, that I'm a very good cook. And they were like, no, come and have a meeting with me. So I went and had the meeting, sat there with them, and they were like, look, we love you, you're doing really great things on social media. I had 50,000 followers on Instagram at the time. And I called up my friend Bev and said, look, Bev, do you think I should get an agent, or should I just sign up with these guys? She said, well, it's important to get a literary agent. So I got an agent, and it became like they call it a blind auction, where publishers, there was 8 publishers, were bidding for the rights to Lean in 15. And overnight it went from a 1-book deal to a 2-book deal. And then I released it on Amazon pre-order, and it went to #1 like 6 months before it was out. Has anyone got a Lean in 15 book in here? Yeah? Thank you. So my publisher just went crazy and was like, we've got to sign you. So I then got an 8-book deal. So it became this huge thing. And I remember my mate at the time, a really good friend of mine, says, I was really excited about the book deal and stuff. And he was like, well, you should have just done an app. No one buys books. Like, what's the point? Just do an ebook. And it really upset me on the day he said that. And I thought, no, I'm going to go and do it anyway. And Lean in 15 is now the 2nd best-selling cookbook of all time, after my man Jamie Oliver, my hero Jamie. Thank you. My heart is, I feel like I'm doing a hit session. My heart is pounding so fast. This is scarier than Guinness World Record we did in Hyde Park. So yeah, Lean in 15 has become this phenomenal success, and aside from, you know, the financial gains of that, that was never what it was about for me. I do book tours and I meet these women and these guys that have had, you know, bulimia and anorexia, or they've been overweight, or they've got diabetes, and they do these plans and they follow my ideas, and it's changing their lives, and that's what it's all about for me. Like even today I wake up and I do a Snapchat or an Instagram, it's always the same thing. All I ever try to do every day is to get one person exercising and feeling good, and to get one person cooking a healthy recipe. So, you know, I've solved a problem, and that's what you should always think with your ideas is, you know, how can I solve a problem and give people something that's going to make them feel better, and that's what you should always be when you're being entrepreneurial. And in the process of the whole book thing going on, which is pretty crazy, I released this online plan called the 90-Day Shift, Shape and Sustain Plan, which is an online business selling tailored fitness plans. Okay, so I did that in a way just to kind of like, you know, if I thought if I can get a few people to sign up, I can do less PT and have a little bit more time to myself and with my girlfriend and whatnot. And it's become this huge global company. Like I've got 40 staff. It's a multi-million-pound business, and it's just grown on social media. And my office now, I've got a 5,000 square foot office, like 20 meters from where I used to stand and give out the flyers in Richmond. So it makes me proud. Like every day I go in there, I just walk past and I'm like, I can't believe I used to stand there annoying commuters, and now I walk up to this building and I've got all these staff. It's mad, and obviously I'm really proud to tell that story. So what I want to say is basically, I'm going to get to my final point now, is that so many people will say your ideas are no good and it won't work, and it's been done before, and there's already a body coach, so why go and do Instagram? Why go and share recipes? You know, you're copying someone. It always be yourself. It's never too late, okay? And secondly, you will get rejection. You're going to have doors slammed in your face all the time. You've got to be willing to like turn away, go and regroup, come back, knock again, keep going, because you can't just give up when you get one knockback. And that's the thing with all entrepreneurs, I think. They just keep going and they keep working and working. And yeah, another thing is, you know, if you are a bit scared and confused about going out into the real world and you want to go and live in Thailand and live on a beach for 6 months, like go and do it, have fun, because that's all it's about. You'll get there, you'll find out what you want to do in the end, but you should be really proud of yourself for doing a degree. I bet all your friends and family are buzzing. I was here in 2008 and I remember thinking like how epic this place was and what a wonderful day, and I bet you're just desperate to get out of here now because I'm sweating and you're probably really tired. But yeah, so I'll leave you with 3 things, okay, and this is 3 simple mantras that I live my life by, right? And if you do these 3 things, you can't really go wrong, okay? And I hope you've enjoyed my chat. I hope you found it inspirational, and I hope you go out there and achieve your goals. But the 3 things I live by, okay, is 3 simple things. It's work hard, have fun, and be nice. If you do those 3 things, whether it's online, in social media, in the real world, in business, with your relationships, you'll do well, you'll succeed, and you'll have a great life. So good luck, everybody, and go and smash it. See ya.